Hello, I would like to show you some of the new features of the Tipitaka Pāḷi reader. The first thing that you should check is the version number. You can go to the settings, help about, and click on about, and you'll see that the version number is 52. This other number is actually just sort of like a version number that explains where we are on the whole scheme of things. So 52 is important. If you have issues, you can report an issue here. You can click on that and it will open up a GitHub. Please only make one problem per issue, unless it's a few words related to a single grouping issue. But please only have one problem per issue. You can rate the app. This is new also. It'll open up the Microsoft Store. If you have Windows, it should work for Mac and iOS and Android, but not Linux. Internet's a little slow. I'm not going to wait for this to happen. And we also have a link to the main page of the Tipitaka Pāḷi reader. You can check the major versions usually listed in the Linux download, which has 52. There's also reset data. So if you have a problem with Tipitaka Pāḷi reader, especially in the startup stage, sometimes that fails. We'll list the directory here. This is the directory for Windows usually, and you'll be able to find that directory. You can delete it, or what this does, if you hit the delete button, which I'm not going to do, it will delete the preference file in this folder, and it'll rebuild the database for you. When you upgrade, it will prompt you. If you upgrade and it rebuilds the database, it will prompt you to go to the extension screen. And it will give you a list of the extensions before it brings you to the screen, and you can install them. You want to be careful about the Pāḷi English books and maybe the DPD and the PEU, because a lot of times we actually have newer versions than actually might be listed here. So just pay attention to that. On the other hand, we don't install them, because if we did, you might be having older versions, and if we automatically installed them, then you would still be on older versions of like the DPD or the PEU if you had these extensions installed maybe I don't know, 6 months ago. So it would just install the old files for you. So I bring you to this screen. In the general settings, there's a new thing that we have called a multiple highlight. I'm going to turn this on. It's set default to off. And I'm going to go to the Mahawaga. And there's quite a few Bhagawas. So if I click on Bhagawa, it highlights all of these, and this is how it was if we had a lot of trouble doing only one word. Now that's fixed, and that's the main reason for this this video. You can turn that off. Let's turn it off, and I click here and I click here, and only one word comes. I can turn that off too. I can, if I don't want to have the word highlighted for like a screenshot or something like that. There are still some problems with highlighting. We're well aware of that. Sometimes you just some words don't highlight. Like a lot of times it's the first word of a new page when there's a paragraph. that's just the way it is. It's I think we've found out the cause of that, and it looks like it's a framework problem. So we'll try to write the framework developers for that. And that's pretty much it. We have some settings here for multiple views, and also to put the new tab at the end. So if you were to open up the commentary, so now it would have the root here, and the newer ones are open to the right instead of to the left. So that can help you. And the tabs are still a little touchy. It's a work in progress thing, but we've got a pretty good product now that we give away for free. So only merit. And the latest dictionaries have been added. The June editions of Digital Pāḷi Dictionary and Digital Pāļi Dictionary and the PEU have been updated quite recently. So that's good, and we have a splitter. We have a splitter function as well. Venerable Bodhi Rasa requested it, so I put it there. Always show splitter. I prefer to have that off, but you can have that on, and it'll show you some splits. I think that's pretty much it for the new version. I hope that you can use this Tipitaka Pāli reader for teaching people about the Dhamma, the proper Dhamma, and I hope that you can use this for yourself as well, and that people can research for a proper understanding of the Dhamma, so you all can reach Nibbana safely and quickly. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.